Okay, I wanted to define some stuff here. I'm going to be talking about the definition of therianthropy and what it means to be a therian. Now, what I wanted to start off with, just putting this out there, therianthropy is an experience-based identity, meaning you have to experience therianthropy to be able to be a therian. And you may be wondering, well, how do I know if I'm a therian then? How do I know if I'm experiencing therianthropy? Well, therianthropy is based off of animalistic experiences you've had throughout your life. And this doesn't just mean when you were 7 you used to like to run around like a horse and pretend that you were a horse. It's on a deeper level. Now, therianthropy is mainly consistent of different animalistic urges that you experience. And so this means it could come in the form of shifts or really any animalistic experience or urge that you've had. If it feels against your human nature or just overall these urges do not feel human to you, that could be a sign of therianthropy and is worth looking into. If you would think that you might be having an animalistic urge, it could be just to give you some examples, it could be something like, let's say you're in the dog toy aisle at PetSmart, and you're like, wow, I really I feel like I need to, it would feel right for me to chew on that toy. I want to go and I want to play with that toy, I want to chew on it. That is an animalistic urge. And it's different than a impulsive, intrusive thought. I don't really know the difference, but, which would be more like, imagine if I ate that, like, I wonder what it would be like if I ate that, or, like, if I chewed on that like a dog. Those are two very different things. One is what feels right, and it feels like how it's supposed to be, and one is just like, oh, imagine, or what if I did that, you know? What therianthropy is not. Therianthropy is not how you see yourself on the inside, how you perceive yourself mentally. I've seen people use terms like that before when talking about, let's say, talking about how, like, the whole thing where people will say, you can't stop being a therian, and all this stuff. I saw a creator making a video on how, like, the whole stop being a therian thing, and they said some pretty misleading stuff. Again, not gonna name drop or anything. They are a great creator, though. It's just that one thing. Now, if you do not experience animalistic urges or anything, or any animalistic experiences or anything, you are not a therian. You cannot be a therian, because therianthropy is an experience. The label, however, therianthrope or therian, you can choose whether you want to put that label on yourself. But just know that what you're experiencing is therianthropy. Even if you don't want to identify with the term, that's completely fine. That is just what you're experiencing is therianthropy. You can say, I experience therianthropy, but I don't use the label therian or therianthrope. So technically, yes, you can stop being a therian if you just stop experiencing therianthropy. However, therianthropy often comes in waves, and so most of the time it does come back. Come back. It's not that it left, it's more so that it just wasn't strongest, you weren't experiencing much, but now you're experiencing more. For some people, therianthropy comes strongest when they're sad, or when they're happy, when they're doing great, when they're doing terrible. It really is a little bit different for everybody. But the general definition of therianthropy is animalistic urges, like you experience, or a therianthrope is somebody who experiences therianthropy, which is animalistic urges / experiences. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. And so yes, you can stop being a therian, but it's not for the reason that that I've seen some creators saying. And the definition of therianthropy is somebody that experiences animalistic urges or experiences. So yeah, please, and if you think that you may be experiencing therianthropy, do research on it, because I hate it when I see people who don't do research and they're saying, oh, I'm a therian and I feel really connected to this animal, or I'm a therian because I have a past life. It is experience based. So if you do not experience any animalistic urges or have any animalistic experiences, then you are not a therian and you cannot call yourself a therian. If you do not experience therianthropy, don't call yourself a therian. Yeah. Bye.